the One Piece Podcast, episode 926 for the week of Monday, July 13th, 2026. My name is Zach.
My name is Ed.
And my name is Steve.
And on today's show, we have our editor, Delaney Jordan. How's it going, editor Delaney Jordan?
How's it going?
I don't know why I did that.
There. How's it going, editor?
I was starting to say editor
How's the
again.
editing going?
How's it going, Delaney?
It's going great, Zach. I'm very excited to be here and make no references to anything whatsoever.
That's not like us.
Yeah.
We also have, just for this segment, a special guest, Jill Knight. Well, I guess contributor Jill Knight, but special contributor. Jill, welcome.
Wow, for a moment there, I was like, oh my god, I've been raised to special guest, and within a second, you tore that away from me.
I think that's a
ripped asunder.
It's all right.
Well, you're not
are we just going to leap into this? Because Jill had a unique experience.
Oh, we could leap into it.
You went to a sport?
I know. Shocking. Actually, this is the third time I have gone to a One Piece themed sports game. Because last year I went to the One Piece Dodgers game, and then I also went to the One Piece Lakers game. And I had to make it back, of course, to the One Piece Dodgers game here on July 2nd. So I'm here for my sports cast.
Okay, first we got to ask, did you get the card?
Of course I got the card.
Okay.
I'm not a Steve.
Yeah.
I immediately got there and was like, okay.
You broke Delaney, by the way. The audience needs to know this.
I actually informed multiple people.
Not the goofus and gallanting of Steve Yurko. Don't be a Steve.
You're already making references. Explicitly. Sorry, go ahead, Jill.
No, I mean, when I was in line, I told multiple people about Steve's plight. And I was like, hey, make sure you get that damn card. My friend didn't. And it was a whole ordeal. So, Steve, you were like a word of warning amongst the people at the Dodgers game. But hell, even just waiting in line, because you're supposed to wait in line before the gate opens, like an hour and a half, there was people selling card protectors, like $5 a pop. They were just selling card protectors as you walk in. And
Damn.
then, yeah.
It's
and
like they were giving away a promotional comic book, and someone was out front with bags and boards.
Yeah, exactly the same, exactly. And as you walk in, immediately, you get your card, you get your hat, and then you were just inundated with people waiting 10 feet away from the gate, yelling, asking for your cards. One dude had a shirt that he had printed the card on it, and it just said, buying card.
I saw that.
I think they were originally asking for 300, then I heard it go up to 400. By the end of the night, at the very end, they were trying to give you 800 cash for those cards out the gate. I heard, and I'm telling you, I just saw people walking around with wads of cash. I heard one guy say, hey, meet me in the parking lot for the card, and I was just like, wow, that's ballsy.
Catch me outside, how about that?
What are these, drugs?
Yeah, I was like, I would never meet anyone in the Dodgers Stadium parking lot for anything whatsoever.
Why not?
Oda could be there, and I'd be like, not today, buddy. Yeah, so we walked in, it's so fun seeing just like this crowd of like Luffy hats, because it's like burning hot in Dodger Stadium, so just everyone's wearing their hats. Some people more than one hat because they were also trying to scalp the hats, so I saw people with like 20, 30 hats at a time. That was pretty impressive.
God.
Like a whole Doug Dimmadome situation, really.
I thought Luffy was ridiculous with his hats on a hat, but
I know,
wow.
he usually only goes like 2 or 3 deep, maybe, but these people really were trying to be king of the pirates.
That's what it is? Okay.
You know.
And here's a wrestling reference for Steve. I heard the Dodgers Stadium parking lot is more dangerous than the NXT parking lot, Steve.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Why were people getting jumped, too, for cards?
I didn't see anyone get jumped, but last time I went, I did see a car accident. So that was lovely at 5 miles per hour and not avoidable at all.
Just like, no!
Yes, every single person in that parking lot was watching it happen, and it was avoidable, I guess is a term for it. They also had like a small band playing One Piece openings. It was pretty sick. They were wearing cool. One Piece hats and stuff. They had them last year.
They had that at the Boston One Piece night a year or two ago.
Yeah, I think they always try to go for like smaller local bands that can play music like that. So that was really cool to see. You would just kind of hear them throughout before the first ball was thrown. And also they had a few different. I think there was 2 total that were the same thing. There were little booths, photo booths that you can go in and take your picture in like a frame that looked like the card. That was really cute. We got the line was super long. We managed to get into one of them. There was another booth that was celebrating. It's the opening of that new Mugiwara store, right?
Yep.
We talked about that last week.
Yeah, it's cool. They had like a little picture thing you could take a picture with, and I think you could get a pin, but we couldn't make it to that one. But that was also there, so that was really neat to see. And then we sat down. We always sit in the bleachers because I think that's just the best bang for your buck. And the people in front of us was one dude with his 5 or 6 friends, and he informed us that he had bought the tickets for every single one of them, and in return they gave him his card, and they got a free Dodgers game. So that was very smart of him.
Yeah.
My mother.
I'm surprised they were just. They were like, yeah, we'll go to a game. I couldn't convince anyone I know to go to a Dodgers game.
I actually love going to Dodgers games. I just don't like driving. So if anyone will drive me to a Dodgers game, I will always go.
It's pretty far away from. You're not exactly in Los Angeles County, so it's kind of far for you.
I'm in Ventura County. It's like hour and a half drive, depending on traffic. So it could be 5 hours.
What
drive.
I should have said was, I would drive you to the Dodgers game for a card.
But my mom. So yeah, I went with my mom, and she's the one who decided that we should dress up as Luffy last year. So of course we still had our outfits, looking cute, twinsies. But my mother, unlike me, is maximum charisma, and she made friends with the people in front of us. At one point, she called one of them a loser, and they were like, "You're awesome," and it was the whole thing. My 60-year-old
mother is awesome from
my mom is
what
awesome.
I know.
Yeah. And at one point, they actually got the camera onto the people in front of us because they were like standing on bleachers and like screaming and stuff. And my mom stood on the back of the bleachers, jumped on these 2 dudes with her arms around them, and was just screaming to get on the big screen. And I was just off to the side, making sure she didn't fall and break a hip. So my mom got on the screen. I didn't.
I should fucking hope so after all that excess effort to
trust me.
get on there.
Jill trying to get in the background like Usopp in a wanted poster.
Right? I was like, oh, that's gonna be me catching her when she falls. But yeah, and there was a lot of cosplayers around. It's kind of like easier cosplays, nothing like you would see at Anime Expo. But at one point, I definitely saw like I don't want to assume their gender, but I assume it was a dude dressed as Nami who was extremely buff and had a beard. And then so he was on screen like once or twice. And there was also someone I called Chuggy the Clown because they were Buggy the Clown, but they started chugging it as soon as they got on the big screen. So that made my mom laugh when I said that. So I was pretty proud of that joke.
I'll write that down.
And then pretty much the last thing was, of course, we won. I mean, Dodgers. Sorry, guys. I love having a local team that is pay to win. It's awesome to have an excuse to root for the team that wins. I
heard it was a good game. I heard it was.
The first 2 innings, or the first inning
against?
and a half.
I don't even remember.
Against the Padres. So the first inning and a half, the Padres were up 6 and we were at 0. And so the whole mood was like, whoa. But then we immediately turned it around and kicked ass and pretty much shut them out for the rest of the game. So everyone had a great time.
Isn't that Steven's team, the Padres? I think he's a big fan.
It? What a loser.
Steven is a San Diegan.
Damn.
Yeah.
Sad. Well, we gave you guys 1 game out of 4, so that's for you, Padres.
Wow.
I'm telling you, before the game started, they had a whole thing being like, the Dodgers are the villains because they gotta hate someone. Sucks to suck. It was really very funny. But last thing they had there was the drone show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we didn't get to go on the field, but from last year's experience, I figured out where to like stand and watch it. So we got a good view of it. We didn't see whatever graphic they were showing on the screens in the field. I assume just scenes from the anime. But they played We Are, and they played Us. And the drone show was definitely different from last year. It was shorter, way shorter.
Mm-hmm.
My moms think there was less drones. However, it was like technically better in that like the drones were like animating things and like changing colors, and like Zoro's like fire turned from like green to purple. They had, and it was interesting because it was only Zoro, Luffy, and Sanji got like a big thing instead of all the Straw Hats like last year. And they also had like Luffy versus Lucci from
I saw that
from
one.
Egghead. Yeah, and then Bonnie and Kuma. I was like, wow, this is for like the anime fans that are watching this. So I thought technically better, but definitely much shorter and less like, it was much more like specifically for if you are caught up to the One Piece anime, you know what's happening in this drone show. Because how are you going to know who Bonnie and Kuma is in that specific context otherwise?
I mean, drone shows, I'm unfortunately still, I don't think I've seen one in person yet, but they always look so much cooler than fireworks. Like, it's just,
I gotta say, they're pretty dope.
Yeah, like,
And as a dog owner, Zach, you'll probably love them.
my dog doesn't
Compared
give
to
two
fireworks.
shits. My dog doesn't give two shits about fireworks. It's kind of crazy.
Oh, what a little
see,
sweetheart.
I do love fireworks, but like the drone shows are pretty damn sick. I mean, they're kind of scary, but they're really sick.
Steve, when I used to live in Astoria, Lucy would just like be asleep, and literally outside the window would be giant things of fireworks, and she's just passed the fuck out. She's a rare example of that. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate that as a dog lover. Also, it just seems unnecessarily, everything fireworks, which I guess is our country's, motto.
A better way to celebrate the birth of your country than
By
blowing a small
destroying-
piece of it up.
Yeah. Jill, did you have any other fun stories? I mean, your mom seems to be the MVP of...
I know. I really did ask her if she like had anything she wanted to add to this, but she had nothing. But I will say, this was like the first stop of our like a week road trip I had with my mom for 4th of July. And none of our TVs worked at pretty much any hotel we stayed at. So we are now on episode 12 of One Piece. And I'm going to try my fucking best to continue this with my mom. We'll see.
The anime or the live action?
The anime. She has watched the live action now.
I thought so.
Fascinating. Tell us more when you can.
Yeah, I mean, hell, every time I'm on, I guess I'll give you an update. We're moving, so instead of my entire family living together, it's just going to be me, my mom, and one of us. So I figure now's the time. She's stuck with me. It's One Piece time.
Delaney, didn't we like at one point contemplate like doing like a mom cast with?
Oh yeah, your mom loves OPLA,
Right.
and I maintain that that's still something you can do.
I think we should. I like this. This
I
just
also
convinces
believe
me.
that we should.
Yeah. One of these days. There's still time. Season 3 comes out in like...
Your mom loves OPLA.
Wow, that sounds so derogatory, but I know it's not. Jill, thank you for giving us your report and braving it through a sporting event for, well, not for us, but for yourself and for cards. You did not sell the cards at the end, right?
For your country.
For your country.
Yeah, go
You're the
Dodgers.
real hero.
Yeah,
Your
I
friends,
have not,
Roman's countrymen.
I have not sold the cards yet. We were gonna, like, my mom at the beginning was like 800 and I will sell it for cash. But then, like, when they're offering you 800 for cash, you're like, okay, so clearly it's worth way more. So then we didn't take it. So.
Well, assuming they know
We'll
what
see.
the hell they're talking about.
Yeah, well, they were like on eBay for like $1,300 that night. So,
Oh, so there you go. Anything else, Jill, that I'm missing?
I saw a baby in a crocheted straw hat. And
Fuck yeah, dude.
I know,
Yeah.
I like almost cried. I was like, oh no. But yeah, that was the cutest thing I saw.
Oh, I should have done that if I knew how to crochet.
There's still time.
Is there?
Yeah.
I guess there is. The thing is, babies. Well, none of my kids have ever been like, "Oh yeah, I'll wear a hat voluntarily," and not immediately
They never
throw
are
it.
at that age.
There are kids that don't give a shit, that are just like, "Oh, I'm fine. I'll wear a hat."
Wait, that's not true. That's not true. I was a hat kid.
See,
I've misproved my own point.
you did.
I was a hat child.
I've always said this. Yeah, I don't think there was a ton of other One Piece news as far as I could recall. I assume we'll be catching up on the anime pretty soon. I'll talk to Sam and make sure, but we also, Heroines came out. I think right after we recorded last week. So hopefully we'll get to talk about that kind of soon. But other than that, mostly just merch news and the Dodgers and more sporting events, I'm sure. One Piece Day is in August, even though I guess the big news is I think this coming week is the 29th anniversary of One Piece. It's still crazy. I was 10 when this started. People keep telling me, like Jill will tell me, "Oh, I was in high school or middle school, whatever, when you guys started." And then I think, "Oh, if I ever see Oda, I could tell him I was 10 when you started." I've been podcasting about you for 17 years. And that would make me feel old, personally. That'll do it, though. Sorry for this segment. Before we go into the manga, though, patreon.com/OnePiecePodcast. Steve, that's not part of the URL. Steve, wasn't this the thing? We did the karate chop thing.
Yeah, apparently I do this a lot when
You're voguing.
Yeah, that's what you're doing. Anyway, we're doing hand motions. It doesn't work. It's an audio medium.
Like Madonna.
Stickers.
Hey, folks. Yeah, I haven't been on in a while, but guess what? This past Friday, I put up the poll for July, and it's a choice between the Kobe and Garp, like Father Son Kamehameha, and like the We Are inspired Buggy Cross Skilled illustrations from a few years back. As of now, I think the Buggy is in the lead, and it seems like it's almost a sure thing. But if you're listening to this podcast as it comes out, you have until Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific time.
There's still time
to cast your vote. And you do have till the end of the month to subscribe to the $12 sticker tier to get a sticker. Loki stickers are getting mailed out. Sorry, it's been a little bit late, but it's been busy beginning of the month. But I'm putting these in the mail tomorrow, so look forward to these. Actually, I like how the Loki stickers.
Yeah, they came out great.
So I hope people like them too.
Yeah. Oh, well.
The fact that I could just some the full illustration sometimes can work. I think it kind of gives us a few more options here. So I hope people like them.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not a graphic designer in any sense of the word, but yes, I think so. Thank you, Steve. And we also have, of course, alternate titles, alternate images. Kirby is doing our image this week, which I'm sure you're enjoying. There's also great alternate images that he drew for this week. So please subscribe to us at the $5 tier for that. It's also available at the $12 tier, of course. And also the extended discussions about what title we choose and who knows who Jack Nicholson is. You'll find out about that, I guess, this time.
It's sounding a lot like you don't know who Jack Nicholson is.
Let's talk about the manga.
Zach, who's Jack Nicholson?
Jack Nicholson was in this movie called The Shining, directed by a strange man named Stanley Kubrick.
Who?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Have you heard of Batman, Zach?
Bat who? How could a bat be a man?
Go watch fucking Paw Patrol. Paw.
This is the manga recap for chapter 1188, Vohu. Vohu? It's unclear. You can read this chapter and all chapters as soon as they come out at shonenjump.viz.
Vohu, Joy Boy, over here.
shonenjump.viz.com or mangaplus.shueisha.co.jp.
What's a Vohu?
Vohu.
Ed, what do you want to... We have a lot before we get into the main meat of the chapter.
Yeah.
Maybe you should start with the cover of Shonen Jump with that segue.
It's the 29th anniversary cover for One Piece, which, as we all know, started in July of 1997.
As we all know.
And it's Luffy, basically having a seat on a big, raw, delicious-looking steak, as you do when you're Luffy.
Is that a vegetable, or is that part of the...
Please,
on the sword?
A vegetable in Luffy's diet? Why are you asking?
No, the thing that looks like a zucchini or something.
No, right? It's like a pepper. It looks like a pepper.
It's a shish kebab, but
I'm.
No, I was just surprised. I didn't notice that until just this moment.
Whole
hey,
pepper.
You know who's actually going to own a card with this illustration on it? Yo.
How much is that going to cost?
That guy.
$10. $10 for 4 of them.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Nice. Oh, you already got it? It's already been done? How does that work?
Pre-ordered on Premium Bandai. These
This already
I
came
missed
out?
the first drop, but then they did a surprise drop, which I caught because I got my ass kicked in the first round of locals in the One Piece card game. So I had time.
And there's also an author comment posted already this week.
Yeah, tell us about it. What's going on?
Yes. Oda, what did Oda do this week?
Concert?
I saw Mayumi Tanaka's play. She's injured, but you can't even tell. What a pro. It was awesome. Good for her.
The first thing I visualized is the gymnast in The Simpsons who snaps his ankle.
Oh.
Can't even tell.
I mean, you get the feeling sometimes when you read these comments that Oda really has a sort of a friendly connection to the Straw Hat voice actors. I think Tanaka in particular. And like we know that, Frankie's voice actor in the first one.
Kazuki Yao.
Kazuki Yao took him out to bars and stuff. And
yeah. They have the barbecues every year. We know about that.
Takoyaki party, I think.
The takoyaki party, you're right. Yeah, they have. I think both they do.
Piggies in the blanket.
Best piggies in the blanket on the whole island.
That's true. They are. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. So, but Oda's been out a lot this summer so far. He had 2 concerts, and this is a
Pokemon Go festival.
And a Pokemon Go festival.
Yeah.
It was at least 2 concerts, like recent memories, I think.
Yeah.
Color page, Ed.
Ah, yes. This one does not seem to have a title or anything, any text written on it. It's
One Piece is in the top right corner.
Yes, this is definitely a summer for the next year's calendar.
If we
get, I was gonna say
more readily available.
Yeah, but yes, a beautiful Nami in a bikini swimming with a turtle. Riding on the back, the turtle has wearing a crown, and riding on the back of the turtle is Luffy in a bubble with Chopper and Brook playing a violin.
And are you forgetting?
Zoro is sleeping.
There we go.
As you do.
Yeah.
And
Sanji is chasing
Zoro's
after Nami.
sleeping. Sanji's cock blocking. Yeah.
Oh, that's how that goes.
Yeah.
Steve, I saw your post about this on Blue Sky. The Nami and the turtle, like, this is what me and Vero look like when we're taking pictures.
Yeah. That's what it looks like when you get a photo of me from like under my chin. It's just
which are all photos because we're all shorter than you as human beings.
And of course, Frankie and Robin riding together because they are married.
Oh yeah, that's true.
What does this mean? Says the YouTube thumbnail with an arrow pointing to it.
Does he know?
And you have a bunch of shark. Like you have one shark chasing after Usopp, but all the other sharks are in line and saluting to Jinbei. You know, who's like he's King Shark, I guess. Like knock it off.
Nothing but respect for my president.
It feels like Oda put his time into this one.
It is a much nice. Yeah.
I think this is one of the cleaner looking ones I've seen from him in years.
It's not too busy.
I don't know about
I like
that. It's pretty busy.
And the line work on the turtle's fin over like above Nami.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
I mean, just the line work, the color choices, the shading. I think this is one of his best ones he's done in a long time. And I feel like I say that every few color spreads because we only get, so many of them a year. But this one is really good. And not just because it's horny.
Okay, make sure that's the reason.
Well, as long as you clarify.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now I feel better.
I mean, I'm going to address the elephant in the room.
You mean the turtle?
Sure.
The turtle is right there, Steve.
And Sanji is so jealous that Nami is scratching the turtle's chin. He's angry.
chins.
Look how good like the blue shading is on them there. It just really it pops on like just like otherwise like their regular colors, because that's like the only hint of like blue. Like Oda still kind of colors them with their traditional colors here.
Let me get this clear. Are Frankie and Robin riding like a tandem crab or
a tandem crab?
The tandem crab.
Well,
what is that?
The cover charge for Tandem Crab is bullshit. I'm already paying $20
I know. It's one of
drinks.
my favorite places in Boston, Massachusetts, though. It's so good.
I was going to say this one reminds me of the one that there's another one from like Fishman Island era, I think. It might not be during that. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know how to describe
the DJ
it.
Sanji?
No,
that one was even better.
No, the underwater one. It's another underwater one.
It was a bunch of them swimming by.
It is very similar, I think. That's my only complaint, I guess.
When I first caught a wind of this, I almost thought it was a remake, even though the color spread Zach and I are referring to from chapter, here we go. Can you guess what chapter it was from, Zach?
Okay, wait, give me 1 sec. 697?
Oh, so close. 634.
Oh, that wasn't that bad. I mean, out of 1180, that's not, or 1188, it's not that bad.
I feel like this one was like towards the end of the arc.
I thought it was like right after Fishman Island, but I think I'm thinking of the other one that they did with.
You know what? You might be, you might be right because.
There's
because there was one where they're all like at a bar and stuff, where it's like the mermaids are.
That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah,
but it's the same angle. It could be in the same.
Yes,
like it is very, very, very similar. Not that it's bad because it's similar, but it is very, very similar.
And I gotta say, Nami's always beautiful, but I love the combination horizontal stripe and polka dot bikini
that she wore for the first time today.
Yeah.
Delaney, any thoughts?
Sorry, that was a rough one.
They're not sending their best. They're not sending their best. I'm just staring at Frankie and Robin in the tandem crab. This will nourish me for many winters. And I'm very grateful, and thank you, Eiichiro Oda, and anything bad I said about you on that Girl Perverts episode I just recorded. No, I didn't. End of thought. Thank you.
Or that you're about to, or no?
It remains to be seen. We got a few hours ahead of us. Who's to say?
Few hours.
Zach, this just in. The Mermaid Cafe color spread was from 724, almost 100 chapters after this one.
I knew it was after. I knew it was like significantly after, but not like insanely.
I wasn't sure just which one was which. I wasn't sure if this like which one was during Fishman Island or not. So
there was also another one. I don't even think it was this one. I think. Oh no, I know what I'm thinking of. It's the one where they're like looking up at like bubbles or something. Do you know? It's like right after the time skip. There's a similar kind of laid out one with like Zoro looking up. Do you remember what I'm referring to? If anyone does, it would be
not entirely sure off the top of my head.
I'll look around for it when I.
Not talking about color spreads, but I joke about Frankie and Robin being married. But like the one thing that made me think that initially or recently was when Frankie saw the Hurley, he was like, "I got to show this to Robin." Like. My wife would love this.
Well, to be fair, though, that is the person who would most love it. If you had to choose. But yes, I choose to also take it that way. Why not? Any other thoughts on the turtle? I mean, I love turtles, so I don't mind.
Actually,
I kind of hope that...
The only thing that I don't love about the cover is Chopper's expression. I wasn't really paying attention to it, and now the more I look at it, I'm like,
face pressed up against the bubble?
Well, the face pressed up against the bubble, but, like, I don't know if it's the proportion of the eyes or just how big the mouth is, but, like, something about it is a little bit creepy to me.
For me, that's Luffy's face, because, like, he doesn't have a neck. Like the turtle stole his neck.
And I gotta say, the turtle, his expression is giving the sea turtle from Dragon Ball.
That or Brooke's eyes from the recent flashback.
We're just enamored of
Muppet
this
eyes.
fucking turtle. This
I
turtle
am.
has entranced us in ways both spiritual and ephemeral.
Well, with Nami,
it's
too.
beyond our comprehension.
Who are you, Delaney? Who are you to criticize Chopper's mascara?
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Since when do Frankie and Chopper have the same eyelashes?
I said he's got
Because
some
the rosy
pronounced
cheeks.
eyelashes.
And, he always has pronounced eyelashes. Cute characters have eyelashes.
No, Chopper doesn't. Chopper does not. That is not part of his design.
I
No,
didn't even
but
bring
not
up
always.
the eyelashes.
Well, you just said Chopper looks weird, so I was just, I just wanted to be like, hey, leave the.
What's
the
on his
boy
shirt?
mascara alone.
Seaweed?
It's a rainbow of some kind.
It's
and a face?
seaweed.
I don't know what the face.
And
I'm sure there's a joke.
rainbow and what looks like
I don't know why. It kind of looks like Sea Lab to me.
seaweed. Oh, there's a space in
Okay.
between sea and weed. Okay,
So you're
I think
saying-
I'm understanding why Chopper's face looks like that.
Okay,
Oh.
there it is. There's
I do like that Zorro's shirt on the sleeve. It says beef or reef.
I think it says reef.
Beef would be funnier, but it says reef.
I don't know what the one below it says. It's
What is that on
Kelp.
Frankie's
Oh,
shoulder? Is that like
Kelp,
a
yeah.
cat with a hat?
Huh.
No, it looks like one of like the Charlotte kids that rides around. What was it?
You're
like
right.
the
I know who you're
motorcycle-
talking about.
The motorcycle, like
The really little one?
dandy one. Yeah,
I don't
That's
think
what he
dandy is
looks
the
like.
word I would use, but yes.
Kind of had like Elvis
The
hair.
pompadour hair, yeah. Which,
Yeah.
I mean, so
He's
does
a
Frankie.
Yankee.
Yankee is a better.
That is, that I think fits a little better. Nami just wants to give this turtle a hug so much that she doesn't even need her air is, I think, also one thing to note. Okay, anything else about the color spread? Because I don't have anything else.
It's really good. I wish Shueisha would reconsider distribution of calendars.
Yeah, that's bizarre to me still.
I think just also with tariffs being so shit that I don't know. I have doubts. I think those days are over.
Ugh.
That's too bad.
Okay, I think we could move on into the chapter, Ed.
Yes. We start off with what sounds like a phone call, and we hear a snail call. Hello. And someone responds, hello? Come in. Shh. Hello. What? Huh. Who are you? Shh. Moo. I am Emu. Who art thou? Oh, me? I'm Joy Boy. Indeed. Joy Boy is long dead.
This is Moojass.
What?
Huge ass.
Oh. Okay.
Yes, Joy Boy is long dead, so why dost thou remind Moo? Then it looks like Emu is being wrapped in his own black flames.
As one does.
Yeah. And Luffy responds angrily, how should I know? And then, I guess, is that Emu trying to attack and Luffy dodges?
Yeah, he does the old move your head out of the way.
Oh, yeah.
Technique, yeah.
Yeah. I had a hard time following this when I was reading it.
Well, what's going on is like Emu is, he wrapped his arm in these black flames that all have like minds of their own, like they're like the kamikaze ghosts from Dragon Ball. They all talk like, little Muppet creatures here, and throws a punch at Luffy. Luffy, dodges just by shooting his head down below, and then this, big flame arm just kind of curves and heads down towards Luffy's head.
This is kind of Luffy's Gear 4 attack, where it turns 90 degrees.
Are you talking about Snake Man?
Emu? Yeah,
Yeah.
it does look like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Luffy gets knocked way down into the ground of Elbaf with a big and it lands with a kaboom.
He's in a cartoon sort of thing
Yeah.
where his legs are sticking up out of the ground and going flop, flop, flop.
Oh yeah.
And he pulls himself up It's it's a Looney Tunes thing. Now I have dust all over me, so I'm just, basically a silhouette. And maybe that's what happened to Emu.
Like someone put a
It's like the opposite of Luffy putting the old man with serious wounds back in the grave on Thriller Bark.
And yeah, he poofs up and tries a little swing, but it doesn't work. It froos and whooshes. We're really doing onomatopoeia today, by the way. Luffy tries again.
Oh,
but
she froos and she whooshes.
What is that supposed to mean, Delaney?
I mean, whatever you believe.
And he's right behind him, isn't he? And Emu tries to stab Luffy, but then Luffy does one of those frou whooshes. I'm interested in the sound effect here specifically. We talked about like the artillery sounding sound effects for Emu, so like the booms specifically for the stabbing of a sword is interesting to me. Anyway, and then you hear and hey, I actually did the onomatopoeia there. And another barrage of Gatling gun, not specifically said, but I assume...
Which, was that Emu deflects by twirling his sword?
Yes, as one does. Have you never deflected rapid fire attacks by twirling your sword? Anyway, Luffy, a little less dusty, is like, I was able to hit you before. What changed? And
He's like, yeah, I was really cool 2 chapters ago when I hit you before. Let's do that again.
Was that 2 chapters ago?
Wasn't the end of 2 chapters ago?
Oh, you're right. It was 2 chapters. You're right.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel like. Anyway, everything feels like 6 months ago. I don't know what I'm talking about. On the next page, we see Emu starting his Hertz Donut attack once again. The main thing that he does.
I thought he was pulling his stigmata out of his hand.
That comes later, but you're not wrong. And similar, here's another an interesting onomatopoeia. We'll talk to Steven about it when he's on next week, maybe. If anyone has a piece together question about it, because I am not going to remember this. But anyway, you get a ba-ba-ba-ka-ka-koom, and there's a lot of sound effects in this chapter, I'm sorry. And Luffy on the forest floor doing a Looney Tunes run, saying close one.
Almost a Sonic the Hedgehog.
Actually, you're right. That's probably a better analogy, or better comparison. And the Hertz Donut, now we see closer up as Emu is firing these little, been calling them chain chomp guys, for lack of a better term, and they are basically homing in on Luffy, and they sound like they're even making that like
pew,
yeah,
pew pew.
Well, they were making that like when you. I mean, it's what a missile, I assume, would sound like. It's that in the air kind of that high-pitched squeal.
Yeah, the whistling of fireworks.
Yeah, that's a better example. And he's like, what are they, chasing me? Are they supposed to be bombs? And we have a gum jet Gatling as he hits all of them. And,
yeah, Luffy's got the eyes bugging out when he's saying that last thing about the bombs.
Forgot about the eyes. And this was... And you also get the sound effects of these guys after they got punched and exploded. Why? I feel pain. They don't say that, but it's assumed. And so that's a jet Gatling, and that's named. And there's another technique coming up, but maybe Steve could take us through that as Emu looks on suspicious.
I'm sure all of you predicted this new attack. It's Gum Genie? Yes. No, this isn't Charlotte Daifuku returning. But yes, someone must have rubbed that lamp to summon the Luffy genie here, whose whole existence I'm still questioning to this very hour why this is here. But Luffy turned into a genie. This is usually how you defeat the villain. You turn them into a genie. So I'm kind of curious to see.
Phenomenal cosmic power.
Itty bitty living space. But Yeah, and Luffy just has this big boisterous laugh, like ho ho ho, and he says like, "Hi, Emu. Can I call you Emu or call you Moo? How about Moo Moo? Come on, time for the milking." He's gonna be doing a lot of weird voices and stuff, and a lot of Robin Williams shtick.
I'd like to see Luffy's Ed Sullivan impression.
But how does Luffy know who Jack Nicholson is?
Gear 5. You know?
Luffy tunes.
Luffy must have had such a crink in the neck or something, but
I can't believe it. I'm losing to an emu.
So Luffy says, "Oh yeah, I saw your fight with Loki, and I won't let his death be in vain."
I laughed.
As we cut to a wide where we see Loki here, recovering. It says, "I'm still alive, you moron," and as he's still panting and wheezing. And Luffy's like, "Oh, hey, Loki, you're alive."
I'm a genie now.
And Emu, just like my my friends on the podcast today, just couldn't be bothered, no reaction, but just does another little fire attack here as Ratatasker hops onto Loki here, and Loki's like, "Oh crap, damn it!" And Ratasker's trying to do something, and Loki says, "No, move, Ragnar." As he looks like he's gonna take the attack for him.
He's also stepping directly on his wound, which is, I thought, part of with a little squirrel claws. I assume that can't gigantic squirrel.
And he's a hammer, so he's heavy, isn't he?
Assumedly,
he's gotta have rabies too.
What? He's rabid?
And he's gonna take this attack, but then we see a arabesque breakfast, and this is Jinbei popping in here and blocks the attack. As we go to the next page, and Genie Luffy says, "Oh, Jinbei," and Jinbei says, "Luffy, do you want me to make sure he's protected?" Luffy just raises his arms in the air and says, "Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Jinbei. He's my pal." And Loki says, "I ain't nobody's pal." Stupid pipsqueak. And Jinbei says, "All right, I can do that. You focus on the fight." And we see Nami and Usopp here.
I didn't realize Jinbei was also standing on top of Loki.
Yeah, everyone's on his wound.
On his crotch.
Oh, true.
Everyone's topping Loki.
Technically true. Also, figuratively true. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Zach. Nami and Usopp here are having the same reaction we did to this chapter, saying, "Wait, that's Luffy? He's fighting that guy from before." And Usopp says, "Is he gonna be all right? Who is that guy anyway?" And we look on top of the log here, that stretch of path in Elbaf here, and we see the melting cube of ice, and Brooks says, "The only people higher than the Knights of God are supposed to be the 5 elders, as far as I know." And Usopp retorts, "So maybe he's the Knights commander? I bet that's it." And and Brooke so cryptically says, "There's no group more shrouded in mystery than the world government."
Thanks, Brooke.
And we cut back.
Tell me something I don't know.
But we see the top of the cube here, and Shuri is almost melted out. It's pointed out by Frankie. And I don't know who's saying, "What's our next step? What do we do with a frozen person?" And this could be either Usopp or Nami here saying, "Well, let's see. When Robin and Luffy got frozen
back in Long Longland,"
and either Frankie or Brooke say, like, they've been frozen before.
I was frozen today.
And then we cut back to my original character, Do Not Steal, saying, "Gunko, couldst thou not..." Oh, wait, what was my voice again? "Gunko, couldst thou not break that ice? A man with an afro calling Gunko Princess Shuri. Could it be?" And we hear another Gum Gum attack. And this one's called "Caught You Sleeping," "Caught You Slipping," bullet. As Genie Luffy comes in here with an armament hockey punch, but Emu blocks it and says, "Were thou not watching earlier? Were thou not watching earlier?" I say thou.
You're so cool.
He makes a little bell flame here.
Yes, I can't unsee what Sam said it looked like though. Now he ruined this. Ruined it.
Look. The flame.
Oh, I'm not. Oh,
We
sweet
could have left
child.
this in. We could have left this in last week, Zach. It's not. Nobody relitigated it except for you.
No, it's like one of those optical illusions.
Clean slate.
Okay.
I'm not doing this Mallrats sailboat bullshit with you, man. Like, come on.
The schooner.
What else happens on this page?
But then we see two flames have attached to Luffy's big beard that he just had to have now that he's a genie.
Yeah, it makes no fucking sense, that part.
Emu continues here, says, "Watching what happened to Loki despite his size." As we go to the next page.
Delaney.
Oh, I'm so annoyed that I can't do the voice that I did last week with the foresight of what I have to do later. So
For what? For Emu?
yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do that.
Do your best Adam Driver impression.
I don't have that up my
that
sleeve,
is a really
Steve.
good. That's good casting for Emu. I mean,
I
in
don't
that I
have that
don't
one
like
chambered.
Adam Driver, but yeah, there you go.
In that I personally hate him.
just
So
Is Emu's nose really that big?
Is that the takeaway here?
So out of thin air, a huge black sword pops into existence as Emu says, "Stigma!" And Luffy sonic rolls backwards from the force of it. And as Luffy retreats, Emu starts flicking his little flame buddies at him, and they're all going pew pew pew. Luffy's just booking it. He's screaming, "Yeah!" And Emu lands with a shud, which is a fascinating choice of words. Gives us one of those little lightsaber twirls I used to do outside of Star Tours all the time. Grabs one of his flames and transmorphs it into a huge, a separate black blade from the big one that he used to stab Loki. And as he unsheaths it from his own donut, he announces it as Blade of Nothingness, Vohu. And seems to almost instantly kill a tree.
Dude, what is he doing there?
No. Oh my god, Tim Curry and Ferngully, let's absolutely go. This character just got a whole lot more interesting. Fuck, I should have started with Tim Curry. Anyway, it looks like, I can't reroute now.
No.
Based on the clouds, it looks like Luffy's doing laps around the forest, and we see him up in the air, still being followed by the bullets. And Luffy yells, "Huh? The forest dried out!" And I think... Oh yeah, no, that's Emu. And Emu yells up to him, "The view is clearer now!" And Luffy, of course, responds, "Same from up here!" And
Luffy is so spot on, Delaney. I can't get over it.
Thank you. And wow, I really can't tell what's happening in this one apart from Emu saying, I guess it's a perspective shot because he's on the ground. And he says, "Of course I know that thou art not Joy Boy." Luffy yells, "Huh?" And we hear a big as Luffy starts bleeding from the mouth. The bullets finally catch up to Luffy, nail him on the back. Luffy screams, "Ah!" And we see a big old Doom with a big old shot of a big old sword going through that big old scar in Luffy's chest. A lot of blood. Fun.
Or
That's
black flames, too. It could also...
That's a crocodile.
It's worse, but yes.
Crocodile got him there, yeah.
And Emu closes out the chapter by saying, Joy Boy was not this weak. And
now you got angry Adam Driver going there. That's pretty good. I think that concludes our... Sorry, go ahead.
My performance is whatever you project onto it, Zach. I'm a conduit for art.
I think that concludes our shortest recap
And
ever.
Chewbacca shoots Emu with the bowcaster.
And then he gets into the ship, but it's actually a separate ship than the one that they explode.
Oh God.
The manga's off next week. If I haven't already announced it, we're doing volume 115, the SBS next week with Steven, which is one of the reasons he's not here this week. He deserves a break. But
He's hibernating.
He only gets 1 week.
Just like a squirrel, he ate plenty of nuts, and now he's gonna sleep for a bit, and then he's gonna come back fully recharged.
But thoughts on the chapter, Ed? I'll start with you.
I gotta be honest, I had a hard time reading this, especially on my phone, or understanding what was going on. This was a hard one to follow for me. I don't understand exactly how Emu's powers work, and the way Oda draws it isn't necessarily helping. But I appreciate how wacky Luffy is in this. Like, do all of his cartoon transformations, transforming into a genie for some reason, and running like Sonic Hedgehog. And the idea that Emu has an idea of who Brook might be based on how he's relating to Princess Shuri is curious and curiouser. But we don't have a lot to go off of, but this chapter raises more questions than it answers.
Delaney?
I don't remember what I said last week about, like, oh, I guess we're doing the fight now, because I believe that I said that with the pretense of, oh, this fight seems like it'll go on for a while. And I'm getting the impression we have seen, if not outright the end of it, then at least the halfway point. I kind of hope we're at like the 75% mark on this, because it would be, first of all, I love the decision to do the Genie Luffy stuff, which is so out of nowhere already, and gives us a font of jokes before. I don't remember how bad his injuries were with Kaido, but it's certainly the worst he's gotten fucked up since the Kaido fight.
I mean, he died. But that was because some guy showed up, yeah.
He died in Wano, but I mean, like, I'm talking about, like, actual viscera. Like, I can't think of between now and then.
I mean, like, has Luffy bled this much or gotten stabbed like this since Crocodile?
Well, I'm not really sure. Yeah, I think that outside of Wano, I can't think of when there was another time that he got this much damage. And I mean, we've been talking about wanting to kind of see where the consequences were coming into play in this arc, and I'm like, on the one hand, it's a bit late in the game to do this, but on the other hand, like, it would be interesting to see if this is like a permanent thing. Not a permanent thing, but like if this is kind of the end of the fight if he can't get right back up from this, because then it opens the door for someone else to do something interesting. I don't really know.
Who else? Yeah, that's
Zoro's like, I'm going to steal that sword.
Which one?
But also, like, the other thing is, I guess there's more of the flashback that we maybe didn't see, but I'm also like, it feels weird to me narratively that Emu knows who Brook is. Like, out of all the Straw Hats, Emu's like, a skeleton with an afro. I remember
He's a fan of music.
He went to a Soul King concert, like, way back when, like an undercover diner situation. It was like, God, that he only did new material. He didn't do any of the stuff from his popular album. He only did New World material.
He did inhabit Gunko in several different.
Well, he
Yeah.
did. I guess that's the explanation, but it just feels a bit
Well,
strange to point out
sorry
if
to
it's not
interrupt,
going to
but
be relevant later.
the thing is interesting. So he like overhears Brooke saying Princess Shuri, but he doesn't hear Frankie saying, "Hey, Brooke," and we all know Frankie projects. Like,
Yeah.
he's the Steve Urgo of projecting for the Straw Hats.
Thank you. I was gonna say what Emu didn't respond to. The Straw Hats have been frozen before. Whoa.
It's like
Christopher Lloyd in Suburban Commando.
But I mean, apart from that, color me surprised. Honestly, didn't think this is where this was going to go. I do agree that it was a little bit messy in some spots. Like some of the panels were a little bit hard to track on an initial read. But all right, okay. I'm interested in seeing where this goes.
Delaney, some folks are calling it Color of the Surprise King Hockey.
You're leaving all of this dead air in, I hope, right, Delaney?
It's not as long as you think, people.
Yeah.
You should add extra dead air.
I can add extra.
Yeah,
No,
like
I don't
an
think you need
echo or
to.
something.
I don't think you need
No,
to. I think that's the
I
right
have
amount.
this power. I'm allowed to do
Like I
that,
set
Zach.
it down like a deserted hallway or something.
There should be whatever the sound of a tumbleweed going by.
Somebody. Anybody.
Drifting
Delaney, any other-
along with the tumbling tumbleweeds.
I'm good.
Steve.
Well, this chapter, Luffy finally answers the question, can Moo friends do this? Can Moo friends do that?
You had a lot
Moo
in the
friends
chamber
pull
today.
this out their straw hair.
Can your friends go poof?
I was excited after this chapter today. I think this was one I was like, I gotta get up, I gotta get going, I gotta go read this on a computer and not on my phone. And I think that might have been a factor in why I enjoyed this a little bit more. That being said, I think Oda's action leaves a lot to be desired. I think there's just I think a lot of panels are slivers, so you kind of really don't always get a hint of direction here, but I think sometimes bigger is better with reading these.
Like the genie panel is the best panel of the whole chapter, and he just, boom, he's huge.
Mm-hmm.
White background for the most part, too. That's helpful.
Yeah, I mean, you got all those happy little trees at the bottom there.
Red
was almost
Tusker
like-
and Jimbei on top of Loki is very funny to me as well.
I couldn't help but wonder, I'm like, was there some sort of wordplay that maybe I might have missed here? But no, he's Genie, and I'm curious why. But if it's anything amongst, like, because Joy Boy's a cartoon character, then it's like, okay, all right, I could see it, because maybe it's like the Aladdin references aren't too far fetched. Where it's like,
Isn't
it's
there a
like one of the
Looney
more-
Tunes where he like becomes? I'm trying to remember. I feel like
Who
one
becomes
of them.
Genie?
Like that's the problem. I don't remember specifically, but I have like this
Thinking of
vague.
It's
Jafar?
actually a deep cut reference to Shazang. Like a really, really deep cut.
Shazang?
Yeah, I don't know.
No. Yeah, well, the one joke I thought would land with this group in it.
Shazang or Kazam?
Starring Sinbad.
Starring Sinbad.
I don't have too much critique on Luffy turning into a genie. It's like, yeah, sure, okay. I don't think anyone
He's
had
got to
this
have a
on
beard.
there. I mean, maybe that it was just all like, well, the only way Luffy was gonna get caught on fire is if he had a beard that caught on fire. And who has a big beard? Let's see, genies.
It was this or Santa Claus.
Yes, and we wound up going here. So like I was like, okay, I'm with you there. I do like this bit of guys like Frankie and Brooke not knowing everything about the Straw Hats' past. I think that's like really some untapped potential and material that I don't think has ever really been used much, because these guys weren't there for everything. But other than that, Emu continues to have mysterious powers, which I don't get. And I don't think we're supposed to right now. But definitely that last panel, as many false flags I see in this series, I couldn't help but be like, ooh, okay. This feels like stakes. I know Luffy is not dead, but this feels like a serious blow. I mean, he is impaled. He's bleeding a lot. And this kind of still shows that there might be this huge gulf between the two in terms of strength. And Luffy's got a long way to go. So I'm like, okay, this is something to work towards.
But Joy Boy was stronger.
Yeah, but according to Emu, Luffy ain't no Joy Boy, or art not thou Joy Boy. So I at least felt like, okay, I'm interested to see where this arc goes, because it's not just going to be a cakewalk. I don't know if it's going to be the same for Zoro and Sanji. I really don't want to see those guys fail. And I feel like the story is setting up in a way where Sanji is going to have a big moment here.
Yeah.
But now with like Luffy being taken out, it's interesting.
I gotta say,
interesting.
this chapter makes me more curious about the relationship between Joy Boy and Emu in the past. Like, were they friends and rivals, or?
Yeah, I agree, Ed. That was like one of the things that stuck out to me. That first page has more juice on it than the rest of the chapter for that reason. But Steve was going. I'm going to let Steve talk. Yeah.
Joy Boy prank calling Emu
From beyond the grave.
I'm curious to see what this is all going to be, because I'm guessing Emu might have just been a guy or a fella, you know. So
even a lad, if we venture.
A lad.
Just a bloke. Just a bloke.
So
a hooligan.
I'm curious to see what this reaction is and why it was over a call too. So at least that was interesting enough. I think if it was just
using
them talking,
the snail word panels.
Mm-hmm. So I think if it was just like regular speech bubbles, I'd be like, yeah, I know they know each other. But the little hints here that they first met over a phone call or over Zoom, maybe.
Worst habit of Joy Boy, he's a voice notes guy. He's like 2 minutes of 2 minutes of voice notes, and you're gonna fucking listen.
And freaking Emu saying, "Thou mic is muted." No, thou should go into thou should go into settings and turn thou mic on.
Thou need to turn on noise suppression on Discord.
There comes Emu
good chapter though. I think I was actually happy to talk about this one because it was just weird and very very focused for the most part. It didn't like jump around the island that much. It was just mainly Luffy versus Emu, which I appreciated.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this chapter.
Yes, more questions than answers.
Well, to all here who say, wow, Emu's powers don't make sense, I say two things. First, Luffy's powers make no sense. I mean, he's a genie in this chapter. And as Steve said, none of us could have predicted this, and none of us should have predicted this. And anyone who did predict this...
Emu is kind of like Broly. His power is maximum.
And yeah, Emu is... He had the devil fruit, correct? That was, I think, something along those lines. Unclear. He's such a hat on a hat on a hat, like the character. He has like
and a pair of wings.
Yeah, so he has the wings. He has the weird the black eye halo. He has a weird tail thing. He also can...
Darkness Stormblade, with his void sword, do not steal.
Exactly. And like the end specifically, like how much of that is blood and how much of that is just black flame or black, whatever his power is, I think a lot of that is supposed to be mysterious. I don't think the reader is supposed to quite understand what is going on, and I think that is supposed to impart.
It's also like, imagine how much stronger Luffy will be when he is Joy Boy.
Well, a few thoughts on that when I get there, but I think Oda is trying to impart onto the reader the uneasiness of not knowing what is going on here, and I think that that provides a lot of ominousness to the situation that I think is conveyed. Obviously, Luffy's, even if he's dead, he's not out, meaning the series must continue. He was on the cover eating meat. I'm sure he'll be fine. The question is...
No one who has ever eaten a steak has died.
Correct. Don't source that, please. Don't fact check that, please. Anyway. It's interesting because, okay, how does Luffy get out of this one is a very... It's a harder one to puzzle together, but I think Luffy has to come back into play sooner rather than later because I don't know if necessarily Luffy needs to be there to ensure that this happens, but there's so many narrative things that have not yet been, fulfilled, have not yet been completed that Oda has set up, and that I think, unlike, I don't think it's a red herring. I think Oda on purpose is setting this up and wants this to be followed through. So what I'm referring to is Brook and Gunko / Shuri. We need there is narrative stuff literally right geographically there that needs to be solved before Imu goes on some sort of awful rampage.
I love when the plot is geographically there. The things you can say about a narrative, it is present.
It is.
It is tangible in the space that I'm in.
I always say this.
Famously one of your most glowing critiques of a work. It's around.
And there's also the stuff with Sanji, and Zoro's fight hadn't even begun, and I would... Look, is it possible Oda just abandons all that and has Imu lay waste to Elbaf while Luffy goes on his own sort of, Snake Road adventure? Sure.
And the children are still being kidnapped, right?
Yeah, but they're always being kidnapped. These children...
Would someone please think of the children?
We've been thinking about them for 2 years. But seriously, we have been thinking about them for 2 years. I'm very excited for Kirby to draw the 2026 with the same exact image of...
No, just replace the flames with water.
Yeah. And then in 2027, it's going to be... So we got fire, water... What else can
Earth.
you... Earth?
Earth and heart.
Crushed? Yes, heart. You don't want to be crushed by that. So...
And the last one is just a very windy day.
It's just the picture.
If we're in Elbaf for 2 more years, someone take me out back and just put me out of my misery.
It's the picture of Lionel Hutz where it's like, can you imagine a world without lawyers? And
Yes.
It's just all the kids in a circle dancing together. But it's Emu in the corner.
No, it's Emu thinking,
Can you imagine a world without Moo?
That's it. God.
Perfect harmony.
What the hell was I talking about? Yeah, no, all that to be said is Luffy, I feel like, is going to get out of this in some form or fashion sooner rather than later. I, as you know, am the big proponent of what is going on in the astral world of Elbaf. This is a catchphrase. This is an actual catchphrase I've had for the last few years. I feel like maybe, I don't know. It's been a while. And I think it was Kirsten who said last week something along the lines of, oh, maybe he dies and that gets him to the... I don't understand why to move up a tree you have to die, but I'm not going to be the one to criticize this. Especially with someone with the name Monkey, I feel like that should be an easy, get. But and also we kind of did the he died and came back and now he's cooler thing in One Piece even. I mean, that's a very big shonen trope generally. But we just did with Kaido. And Delaney, already mentioned that. And yeah, I don't know. Do you have ideas? How is Luffy going to get out of this one? Do you have any logic game answers to this?
Well, ideally, someone removes the sword.
Step
just
one.
Just spitballing.
Also, I don't know. Like, he never got a scar from Crocodile when you think about it. Also, man, how he survived the crocodile one, because he got sand in his
That never
wound.
made. That must. He still is finding sand in his intestines. I guess stomach. Well, wherever.
I try not to think too much about the hows of One Piece, because in this chapter, Luffy turned into a freaking genie. So,
what Disney character do you think he'll turn into next to get out of this one? This is just Delaney and Steve specifically. Maybe Ed if he wants, but definitely Delaney and Steve.
Well, it's funny because Emu is basically Chernobog from Fantasia.
Yeah, fair enough. Then is he going to turn into the concept of Christianity to combat the demon and sing him into the night? The vague concept of Christianity, which is canon in Fantasia.
Does Fantasia have a canon?
I mean, it has it has narrative ideas.
Yeah, but they're separate. Whatever. Why
they literally sing Ave Maria. They sing Ave Maria.
No. I'm agreeing.
To greet the morning.
It was more the
the Sorcerer's Apprentice takes place sometime between Plain Crazy and Runaway Brain.
And actually, it has broader implications for the Disney timeline, because technically that's where it divides between Oswald the Lucky Rabbit and the Kingdom Hearts timeline.
I'm going to step out.
And that's how Donald becomes the most powerful sorcerer in the Square Enix universe.
This was a nice podcast.
At the same time.
No, but...
and simultaneously. Which brings us back to Christianity.
So, before we get into this essay, do you guys have, an idea as to, if you had to choose a Disney character that Luffy transforms into in Gear 5?
They're all so squishy is the thing. He's all about, the big squash and stretch. I mean,
yeah.
I don't want to think about the visual implications of Goofy, but that's the only character that I could plausibly see fitting his oeuvre, Genie is kind of already the most fairy tale we can get before he just turns into... What, is he going to be Lumiere next?
Yeah.
Oh, I like it.
It's a full 11. I don't know. You could turn into a big Mufasa ghost in the sky.
Yeah.
That's how he gets out of this.
That's Joy
he talks
Boy.
with the former, the former kings of the pirates up there in the stars. Just Gold Roger.
Maybe that's how he gets to space. Yeah. Anyway,
that's the thing. Yeah, you already when you go with Genie, it's like Family Feud. That's already the number one.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if you guys would know better than me.
Monkey D. Luffy is Olaf.
Back to the chapter.
He's already kind of Figment from Epcot.
There you go.
You can do whatever you need to.
I think the juiciest part of this chapter, I said before, is the first page. Like the steak, or burger. Unclear. It looks like a steak.
Fruit.
It's a steak.
It's a steak. Or it could be a Hamburg steak, they love that in Japan.
No, that looks different.
Okay, what I was trying to say is that, I think the relationship between Emu and Joy Boy, I think we've been, leaning on the side that it was probably at one point cordial, or they were friends, or something along those lines, and we've been getting little hints of that. Oh, vaguely? Fully. But maybe vaguely, I don't know. But I stand by that. I think this chapter, in and of itself,
it'd be funny if Emu and Joy Boy were the ambiguously gay duo.
Would that be funny? Anyway.
What are you all looking at?
Anyway. Yeah, but the end, oh no, you're no... I don't know. He doesn't seem like one of those villains who's like, oh, you're no match. You're no match for like compared to my former opponent. I need someone with more power. I think it's more his PTSD about the relationship he had with Joy Boy that makes him say, oh no, you're not Joy Boy. You suck. Like it's not that I wanted to fight someone stronger. It's I wanted Joy Boy. Like that's kind of how I see it. Again, could be homoerotic. But
you're saying it's Batman rules. You're saying it's Batman Joker rules with Emu and Joy Boy.
Yeah,
it's specifically. It's I don't want to just fight anybody. I want to be fighting Joy Boy.
Yes, you know what?
And then
Great
something's
analogy.
going to circle it back around, to either rectify that or prove that that's going to be his undoing in some way.
I agree. I mean,
Joker wants to fight Batman, but he has no problem killing Robin.
Yeah, that's true. Spoilers. No, I think like I'm thinking of it like a difference between like a Goku or someone like from DBZ where it's like, oh, I just want to fight the strongest opponent sort of thing. Like I want that.
Wait, do you guys like Dragon Ball? Are you guys Dragon Ball fans? This is really unclear.
I do.
I've no one has ever mentioned this on the show.
Anyway, any other thoughts on the chapter?
Sorry, this was a bit of a confusing one for me, but
this is a bad reading on the phone chapter, I will say, because I read it on the phone this morning.
This is not
a Lowe's parking
read
lot.
the chapter on your phone.
David Lynch would be very disappointed in us as a show.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan would smack the phone right out of your hands, Zach.
Oh no, not Christopher Nolan, known for his brute strength.
Neurona Emu must be seen on a big screen, the largest available.
I'll let Delaney finish. Zach, he has to have brute strength to knock a phone out of your hand. What is your phone like a squirrel too? Is your phone Ragnar or something?
Who told you?
Can only the mightiest pick up the Zach Logan phone?
Only the ones worthy of podcasting.
Yeah, only those worthy can read the latest volume of Yotsuba. Only a father of two.
Those are not digitally available as far as I'm aware, so...
I don't know. Maybe you'd scan them.
I would never do that.
In order to lift my iPhone 13, you must solve thy riddles 3.
I tell my son that at least, like when he tries to take my phone.
Good parenting. Well, good choice.
You have to solve my riddles 3.
Kids love stealing phones.
They're pretty good. There's a certain age where they're like, ooh, shiny thing that moves. But he's past that, and he would like to steal it if the opportunity were available. Anyway, that's it for the manga recap. Now that we've discussed how difficult it is to steal my phone, kids, don't try it at home, please. Let's move on into the next segment. Can you imagine a world without the Piece Together segment? The place where we take your questions, comments, and theories. I know I can't. I can't believe it. I'm losing to an emu. Let's start with Steve.
There's peace.
He lagged a bit in the middle there.
Yeah, you something happened to your audio.
Was there actual like a technical difficulty?
No,
we're just talking about that.
I'm just that good of I'm just that convincing of an actor.
Here's the joke. It starts here and then it goes right over.
So for those listening, she did the motion where the hand goes above the head.
Yeah, this is an audio only podcast. It was over the head.
Yes, it's an indication of the phrase over his head.
Okay,
Steve,
let's get through this. A lot of people ask questions.
Yeah.
It's a bad week. Bad in that there's a lot of questions.
I can't wait to talk about to dissect all these punches. Low-key still alive, also known as Slay, writes, "Hello, my fellow pipsqueaks and wish granters. What a nice chapter with a freaking dark ending. Man, poor Lufert. But at least we now get some expansion on Douglas Bullett's long-lost sibling, Caught you slipping bullet. I wonder what they're up to. And it seems Loki just needs to accept that he's Luffy's pal. If Luffy says you are, you are. It's like Loki doesn't even read the manga. But hands down, one of the best parts of the chapter was when Brook wondered what to do with a frozen person. So, what do you do with a frozen person, OPP? Use them as a sled, as a scarecrow, or maybe even put them in your car so you could use the carpool lane? Wrong answers only, and have a great week.
If you have a sister who loves them very much, you have a chance of unthawing them, but otherwise you're fucked, dude.
Yeah, like which kind of dead person are we talking about? One we
Is
care
it
about
sister?
or one we don't?
What?
It's a reference, I assume.
I was asked to come on the show and do
Oh.
Disney references,
Oh.
Steven.
Oh,
I'm doing my
Word?
one job.
you're making a reference to the Ice Queen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Joke.
Otherwise known as all of you when I try making a joke.
That's what they call me.
You gotta let it go,
Ice Queen
Steve.
Steve. Ice Queen Steve. I was gonna say that's not what they call me.
I can't. I'm adorkable in the Obama era.
I am so lost
What
this week.
What else can
I
you
like
do
it.
with a frozen person?
I like Sled. That's a good Simpsons reference.
That is a good
Mm.
Simpsons reference. Yeah. The carpool lane, I think, is a great. It depends the person and how deteriorated they are.
I think maybe like if your AC breaks, you could just get a fan and put them in front of the fan. And I don't know. You see in cartoons where they put an ice block in front of a fan and then they
That's
run it.
true. That's true. That's how they used to do it back in the day.
Get your ice pick. They don't need those fingers. Get some cool drinks.
What's the next question?
This
We're
one
getting
is from
Donner Party
iPatch
real
was
fast.
not this reversed. And they write, is Gum Gum Genie blue?
We never made a Genie Weenie reference, despite the fact that was episode title and episode
Who's
that
that?
we did.
Oh,
don't
but
remember
people
Genie
don't know who
Weenie?
Jack Nicholson is.
Daifuku?
But no.
It's a One Piece podcast, damn it.
What the fuck is Genie Weenie?
Oh, Delaney.
I imagining the Genie Luffy with like the skin color, it looks weird.
Mhm.
I feel like he's got to be purple, maybe. I don't
A
know.
good compromise. I'm
By
just
the way-
imagining
yeah,
him
go
with
ahead.
that weird, the lighting effect that they do occasionally on the genie, where like it's like they give him that soft glow occasionally.
Yeah, just in the first
that-
Aladdin, they didn't have that budget in 2
No.
and 3.
Aladdin and the King of Thieves couldn't shell out for fancy caps lighting effects.
But they did
That-
get Robin
that's-
Williams back.
You can't get Robin Williams back with the cost of a Picasso. No, I was still thinking, all right, so it's still white Luffy genie, but with an ethereal genie-esque glow.
So he looks more like the gods in Hercules.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Genie Weenie was the name of our 468th episode. So that tells you
God.
it is from 9 years ago, May 8th, 2017. So, Delaney, shame on you for not knowing that off the top of your head. That's just unforgivable right there.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's sloppy handiwork on my end.
It referred to how Daifuku summoned his genie.
Right, okay.
As we all recall. It came
It's a
out of his
great
crotch.
bit. It's a
It
great
is
bit.
It's such a great bit. Let's explain
So
it more.
funny.
Steve.
Ha! Now you know how it feels. Usopp the Great writes, regarding Luffy, it could be better. Is that like a
This is how
is that like
this
a-
is how I react to all of your jokes.
is this like a liar bit?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I feel like it's very
better.
self-explanatory. It could be better.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
iPatch was not this reverse is back. In all caps and bold, saying, is Gum Gum Genie voiced by Robin Williams or by Dan Castellaneta doing a Robin Williams impression?
Yes.
Mm,
Totally.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. they'll work non-union rates just as long as they don't promote that either one of them is the voice.
What would his what do you call it? His alternate title be? His alias. That's the word I was looking for. Okay, let's move on to the next question.
Monkey Smithy D. Luffy.
Donald Castley Rock or something. That's Dan Castellaneta's.
Of course, you just know that off the top of your head.
You had that like in the chamber, Steve.
You did, Steve.
Boom.
What's the next
Yummy.
question?
Sam, the Kokoyashi drunk, writes, "Ahoy, OPP. Boy, this chapter, I really appreciate the gag of, I think, Chopper mentioning that Luffy and Robin were frozen before, and Brooke and Frankie's reaction. Makes you wonder if the Straw Hats ever talk about previous adventures off panel. The genie design is awesome. I love that the jewel of the turban is the piece and beat. We forgot to mention that.
Yeah, I made a note of that and I forgot. Yeah.
Speaking of meat, I'm surprised with the amount he eats. Luffy hasn't gotten heartburn this bad sooner. That's a rough final panel before a 2-week break. But I feel there are no stakes regarding Luffy dying. I did see on social media someone say Oda can either do the smartest thing ever or the stupidest thing ever. So what would you consider the smart story play and the stupid story play? Well, the stupidest thing is killing Luffy. Right?
Yes, that would be the most stupid thing.
That's the dumbest thing.
Everyone's saying there's no stakes. The stakes were on the cover.
Yeah.
I said that already.
Do you think like they'll do like, I don't know, like the Grim Reaper bit with like Zoro? Like, wow,
I don't know what that was. That's the thing.
You guys are full of them.
That must have been.
Will we ever get that again? I don't know.
I think
One Piece,
so.
you have to play the long game. You have to wait years for things to pay off. So, yeah, the stupidest thing is killing Luffy. That's
well, with the caveat that unless killing Luffy in the sense that they did during, I mean, it still would be stupid that they did during Wano, but like, yeah, I think if I had to suppose what people would say online is a stupid thing, is if it were not hardcore and cool, you know? In that, his grisly destruction of Luffy, and then he comes back and he's Super Saiyan. Again, that's a Dragon Ball reference, Delaney.
You just never mentioned the show, Dragon Ball.
It sounds
the
made
smartest thing to do is
about it.
To make this a low point for Luffy. Like, this is Luffy taking a loss. I mean, it's happened, like it happened midway through Alabasta, but it also, it happens like in Water 7, which, Luffy
happens midway through Wano too.
Yeah.
Or actually at the beginning of Wano.
I'd say like it needs to be a loss. This is something man, we'll all look like fools if the next chapter Luffy goes like and then like he heals himself,
Maybe.
My adamantium factor just kicked in. Yippee!
He's a cartoon
Wolverine
character.
now.
Like getting stabbed in the chest. Like, what if Bugs Bunny got stabbed in the chest? What would happen next? I guess that's the question.
I agree with Steve.
He'd do the overact thing, like the
You're right.
heart,
I agree with Steve that like this needs to have like at least some impact. And the thing is with like Wano is that, obviously like he died, but I feel like there wasn't a moment where we really sat with like, it wasn't an emotional low point for Luffy because Luffy was dead. Like Luffy was too dead to be like, oh, I'm so bummed about losing this fight, because then he got right back up and kicked Kaido's ass. So at that point, I think that we haven't had a real low for him apart from Whole Cake Island, which was, to be fair, pretty severe, but like a moment where he really has to recontextualize what he's doing at an emotional low point since Marineford, honestly. So,
well, I'm thinking about it. So when he did get initially beat by Kaido, when he was in the jail with Kid, well, first of all, he was in the jail with Kid, not fun. I'm just like trying to think of like, I feel like he just was like, oh, I'm Luffy, I'll figure this out, kind of at that point. Oh no, he did that whole thing in the jail with Hio.
Yeah.
Like trying to get stronger. Okay. I think it's.
But he was training, like it was still a productive.
Right.
It was like his can-do attitude. Like he was still.
You think
like,
you're gonna throw him into like a situation where he's self-doubting?
I think there has to be something because he's just been riding high ever since he's unlocked these new powers. There hasn't really been a moment where anything has forced him to stop because he can brute force, or at least maneuver around, the five elders and warlord of the sea and the emperors. Like nothing has phased him up to this point. And I kind of need to see a bit of kickback here. I don't know in what form.
I mean, he did get stabbed through the chest.
I really hadn't noticed, Zach. Thank you for mansplaining how swords work.
Not sure. Anyway, my point was, what was I going to say? I don't remember. Steve, what's the next question?
Sure. Straw Hat Pirate 9 says, my hatred for Emu continues to grow, but seriously, I don't think Luffy is going to die from this, but I hate seeing him hurt, and Oda did a damn good job of making me scream with that last panel. We have to sit with this for 2 weeks? Damn it. Damn it.
Damn it.
Yeah, but
God damn it.
Same shit every day.
God fucking damn it, they're stabbing my boy.
Matt R writes, hey OPP, glad I was around to see the final chapter of One Piece. Joking aside, we see Emu doing his best Snake Man impression and Luffy doing his best impression of his favorite Charlotte sibling, Charlotte Daifuku, and his Puff Puff fruit. I forgot that's what it was called.
Someone remembered it.
Assuming Luffy gets out of this jam, which obscure devil fruit is he going to impersonate next? The berry fruit, the wash fruit? Which one would you like to see him impersonate? Easy answer, the jacket fruit. That's my answer.
I mean, was the baseball one like a Mr. Four thing already, or lasso? Because he's already done that. He did the thing with the goggles. They did nothing. I don't know. What other shitty devil fruits could he impersonate? It's a good question that I don't know the answer to.
All of the stupidest ones are eluding me right now.
Well, the jacket one.
I barely remember what the jacket fruit does.
I know.
Honestly.
The one Fortrix had the chicken butt one, where he came out of a chicken's butt,
turned into a chicken.
But his face will be in the butt.
A bad fruit, it turns him into chicken.
No, he doesn't have to eat the fruit. He just impersonates the fruit in Gear 5.
Impersonates it. Yeah, he's gonna just turn into a chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, he just turned into a genie. It's not that ridiculous.
I don't know, man. Why don't you? We got to ground ourselves a little bit. Cram goofy nonsense writes, ahoy, old pensioners podcast.
Yep.
Cheeky chapter as always. Hey, what's that? I'm writing to the wrong show. Dang. For real though, banger chapter as always, crew. What do Brook, Kid, Law, Pedro, and now Luffy all have in common?
They're dead.
They're all dead.
Oh,
Zach
wasn't even
in?
looking.
Seriously though, what a really jarring chapter. I thought Luffy would put up a stronger fight, so this ending hit, even if it sadly was the first spoiler I've seen in years. Thankfully, I didn't get spoilt. I like spoiled. Spoilt? I like spoilt as a word. The T?
Yeah.
You doing okay there?
Is that a word?
Steve Yurko comes up against one Britishism and gets completely knocked on
I was
his
about to
ass.
say, like, this is a very British sounding person, but spoilt.
Mm-hmm.
It just needs an E at the end.
And a U.
I think it's spoiled on Gum Gum Genie. Another classic go bullshit technique from Luffy that does nothing. Made me laugh hard.
It is a Britishism, by the way. I have looked it up.
Oh, you didn't trust my judgment on the matter?
I
No.
listen to Delaney.
Thank you, Steve.
My question this week is, what's your favorite of Luffy's silly one-off techniques that do nothing? For me, it's either Water Luffy or Gum Gum Space Out from the Eneru fight. Have a great week, and try not to be stabbed by Emu. Heart. Damn. Gum Gum Space Out was going to be my answer.
That's a good answer. Yeah. I was thinking about that with when he said, "Oh, how did I hit you before?" That's like, I was like, oh, maybe like he just wasn't thinking, he was just doing it, so he wasn't able to use his whatever observation hockey. With that, what's the next question? Yeah.
Wispy writes, "Hello, OPP. Look, sorry, no, they weren't like look. They say, looks like we could add Emu's name to the short list of characters who have pierced all the way through an active emperor with their sword, joining the ranks of two-time champion Trafalgar D, Waterlaw, and Squard. I like how Emu can use the Omen Flames to mimic Luffy's stretching and Python technique in Gear 4. But I gotta say, for a guy who's supposed to be the all-powerful demonic ruler of the world, Emu's offensive powers, being blades and explosives, feel a little small ball. I'm curious, how does Emu so far mesh with your expectations for him, if you had any?" I'm not still not the biggest fan of,
I think there's more to
Emu.
it still. I like, yeah.
To use someone's Go bullshit, which is, I think is like is that like a Deadpool like comics reference? I think that's how Emu kind of feels like. And then he could reach in his dark ring of eyeballs and pull out a blade, and
actually he has the darkness nullifying power, which completely diminishes your guy's light power. And he has 85 million of them, so actually it means that he wins the fight and rescues the barmaid.
So like Blackbeard? No. Cooler than Blackbeard.
No, cooler than Blackbeard.
Cooler than Blackbeard. He
Blackbeard's
actually kills
a doink.
Blackbeard. He kills Blackbeard.
He solos Blackbeard. It's
He'll
really
be the
impressive.
king of the world.
Yeah, it's like, I don't, like, I'm not hating, but like Emu does feel like, I think Alex put it best, he is such a Final Fantasy character. like I would say, like pre-PlayStation era Final Fantasy, he feels like, or I don't know, maybe even one of I don't know, like I feel like Sephiroth could have turned into this shit at some point. He feels like a Final Fantasy character in a One Piece world. And maybe that's totally intentional. I think maybe Oda wants him to feel so outside of this series, but I think that's why I'm kind of just like, I'm not entertained by him.
But something outside of this series would have been kind of where I thought they were going with Emu, which was like a very much, whatever power they did have was going to be, if Luffy was this hyperactive, constantly mobile, flexible force, Emu was going to be reflective of that figure of, who we saw all the way up until recently, who was just sort of standing there and biding his time and very still. Like whatever needed to be done didn't need to be done with like obvious violence. And so to kind of have it flipped that Emu was just sort of a very similar fighty guy with swords and his whole thing of, the thou shalt not power scale, my 999 level character. But I have also said like maybe there's a solution to dealing with Emu that will not necessarily come down to Luffy. Maybe there's something else, and perhaps that's the point, in which case, I might recontextualize my opinions on Emu, but where we're at right now, I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, all right.
I'm
not angry. No, it's fine. I'm saying I'm not angry. I'm just like,
That's worse than angry. Everyone knows that. I still think that we haven't seen like the full visage of Emu. Like, I still think the fact that we saw him silhouetted in the flashback with Brooke, like after we've been introduced to him, and we saw him silhouetted in the flashback with Joy Boy, like, early in with him coming, with him appearing in the series proper, makes me think that there's something else happening here. Like, why does his silhouette look completely different? And it's not done in the way like that the silhouettes of like the Seven Warlords. You know, we're used to silhouettes not matching characters, but the fact that he goes back to that silhouette again after it's been revealed, the fact that he had the silhouette up until like he cracked out of an egg basically on Elbaf, like, I am holding my applause or lack thereof until the end for Emu, because I don't know. I don't think that this is him. I might be wrong, but I don't. He's too everything that you guys described. Like, I agree. And that's why I don't think that this is it. There's a catch, I assume. It's Oda.
I don't think you're completely wrong, but I watched a lot of people in the run-up to the Emerald Fennel adaptation of Wuthering Heights spend a lot of time viciously convincing themselves that there was going to be a twist on it they just didn't know about. And eventually it was just, nope, it really was just that. So
I'm
on
wrong.
The side of caution.
I'm wrong all the time. I'm not saying I'm right. That's just what that's how I see it going. Just given Oda's narrative kind of thing.
Right.
But I'm off oeuvre. I'm not right a lot, and Steve could attest. But yeah.
I won't say like if Emu is anything like a Final Fantasy boss, this isn't even his final form. So.
No, I don't think it is. Even if he is, this is just like, oh, this is Emu. Like, I still think we have a lot more to see of him. Or he'll just be taken out. And, you know, that Void is an interesting narrative twist. Like, if he actually does lose. But doesn't seem like that's happening at this moment. But
that's what I think, like, if we do kind of leave this fight in a position where Luffy either has to fight him again or, like, something else happens, then I think, like, we might be onto something. But I don't know, I'm not entirely sure right now how much longevity Emu has. I really can't telegraph
I don't think he does. I think, well, he was, like, bleeding, remember, when he, like, initially appeared on Elbaf? I don't think his endurance is going to be very high in how long he is able to stay what he's doing, where he is. There's got to be a catch. Steve, what's next?
Sure. God, that was so long, I forgot. Okay. Tyler writes, what's up, OPP? Did something big happen this week? Not like Luffy could die or something. This ending reminded me of Luffy's first fight with Crocodile, bloody and hanging from his hook. Do you think this fight will continue, or perhaps Emu won this round and another's coming up? Also, why do I have the feeling that Emu is going to go after Brook next? I figured we already answered the first question, like, enough with our discussion, but going after Brook, he could. He might.
But he's already dead. What is he going to do?
Kill him again.
Well, I think Brook is obviously going to try and, like, take Gunko away, so...
Yes.
Obviously.
Although, hang on, raising a question here, it's not, I don't think it's fully feasible. I'm literally just spitballing, so I'm not attached to any of these ideas. But with we don't really understand yet the extent of the power of the sword that he just pulled out. Is there a possibility that it might have an effect against devil fruits?
Ooh, or like a Domi Reversey sort of thing.
Like a Domi Reversey thing or something like that.
What was it was because what did we look up? Like, I think there was a piece together question talking about it a little more, except we probably saved that.
The power of this sword is it can only stab once. It's like, darn, I can't use it again.
Oh no, its endurance level is so much lower than its hit points.
Yeah, it breaks like a Breath of the Wild weapon.
Yeah, you get 3 hits with the Master Sword, and if Brook's not dead by then you gotta wait like a full in-game hour.
No, my
like how-
swords never break. My swords are imbued with my power. So they don't break.
Actually, it has 99 endurance and
ready for another?
weapon durability buff. Yeah.
Sailor Karna writes, "Hey OPP, how y'all doing? While rewatching Whole Cake arc, I had a thought. Mother Carmel was part of the underworld and provided the world government with children. So when she disappeared, did they try to look for her? They must know about Big Mom's tragic meal because some giants witnessed it. Why didn't the world government try to recruit her? She was a kid and was easily bribed with food by Strusen. So all I'm saying is that she could have been a god knight and a dangerous tool for Emu." I think you kind of answered your question right there, that Strusen got to her first. You know?
Mm-hmm.
He was right there.
Strusen was like, "I call dibs." Strusen was the first round draft pick. That went to Strusen there.
So much
He
sports
showed
today.
Don't get used to it.
I don't know this
one-
year.
Next one is from Sheepman.
That's the correct pronunciation, yes.
Of course. Howdy, OPP. Wanted to share the thought I have of Jinbei talking to Loki casually about his experiences being on the crew now and talking about all the great benefits involved with joining. All the while, Loki is hurt and just has to sit there and listen. What sales tactics would you employ towards Loki and joining? Right answers only. Well, first of all, we have a really nice healthcare package.
Loki is a
covers our
toddler.
dental.
Like, he's like emotionally kind of a toddler where he lashes out instead of, actually, being open with his emotions. So I think the best way to convince him is like a reverse psychology or a bribe. That's probably the best way to do it.
Yeah, for 401k.
Do you have
Or
401k for giants? Because that lasts a lot longer. The retirement.
And it's going to be like a very like diversity heavy slideshow. It's like we hire animals and fishmen, skeletons, robots. Jinbei's turning into Mr. Plinkett. It's like,
Yeah. The corporate like tinkly music, do like in the background. At the Straw Hats, you're not just an employee, you're family. We prefer team member, not crew member.
let's run through a scenario right now.
What's the Straw Hat difference? We are turning him into Mr. Plinkett a little bit.
Oh no, I don't think I have what it takes to be a part of this crew. Luffy, it's like, how can I face Luffy now? This is something you don't do. Have faith in yourself. Remember the acronym.
Yonko,
WWLD. What would Luffy do?
The hiring questionnaire that they use to screen your application is you encounter one of the 4 emperors of the sea. Do you report it to your supervisor? Try to handle the situation yourself. Leave it to your boss. Or D, join the opposing crew.
What's the next question?
Jinbei says, basically what I want to know is, can you work weekends? That's non-negotiable.
Holidays are merit-based.
Oh my god. Is this still going?
Do we get time and a half? Oh, no. Sorry. But
Actually, you don't get paid at all.
But we have monthly work meeting. But
we can't accommodate dietary restrictions for our pizza parties, though. Sorry.
But hey, pizza party.
All right,
Great
you
being
get
on a
soda.
team.
What's the next question?
Number
Jesus.
5.
My son.
Eye Patch does not this reverse writes in all caps and bold is Gum Gum Genie Will Smith. Haha. No. SNP writes, "Hey, OPP, hoping Steven will be on tonight."
Let's save this one for. Let's save this one for next week.
Okay.
We'll
Sorry,
put
I
it.
just wanted to laugh like Will Smith saying, "No, he will not."
Tonight. Hope
Ice
Steven's
Fisher
on tonight.
tenacity. Stop
You
singing.
got it.
Joking? I'm joking? Ice Fisher Tenacity writes, salutations, OPP. What a battle. Oda really is the master of foreskinning and parallax.
God fucking damn it.
Right at the chapter start, it feels like Emu and Joy Boy had a relationship, just like the snail pals Loki and Shaggy Hoshi. And the chapter's end had such strong references to Luffy versus Crocodile. I can't help but believe Oda had this particular moment in his mind all the way back in Alabasta. Now, in all honesty, thank God. I thought you were serious there. And in all honesty, I felt that the word nothingness, while accurate, just doesn't have that bite, that oomph, where perhaps Blade of Oblivion or Null Blade has been a bit more dark grandeur, in my opinion. Lastly, Gum Gum Genie opens up a world of possibility. I'm hoping for Gum Gum Kaiju, a King Kong-esque Luffy, like an homage to Saiyan ape transformations. Have a good one. That's from Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
Do
Delaney,
people
that's
who
from
watch
Dragon
this
Ball.
show like Dragon Ball? I'm not following what the hell this show is about.
So it's about a giant
What is
ape.
this thing?
I really
How
can't
familiar
comment
are
on.
you with Journey to the West?
Do you know who Jack
can't
Nicholson is?
I can't really comment on what would be better attack names for Emu because it already just when I think of Emu, I already think of nothingness. So
Emu is my headcanon, so it doesn't like to be fair, someone like that would totally try and think for a really long time as to what to name his attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Like and try it would be very try hardy.
I see you're impressed by my katana.
Oh my god.
I
don't
got
know
it
how I
at
feel about Ewu.
the local Japanese market.
in terms of Luffy being a kaiju, he already got giant. So yeah, he
Although
got pretty
I do
big when he
like-
grabbed Kizaru.
Does he just look like Reptar at a certain point though? Like he has the full
I think he should just go like I want to see Luffy in drag. That's what I want to see.
Oh, he can just do the full Bugs Bunny thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be
Yeah.
more of that. Just rip off Bugs Bunny episodes at this point, you know, like or Looney Tunes episodes.
Absolutely.
I mean, Emo
Very
already
nice.
sounds like Elmer Fudd, depending on what version we're doing.
Emu sounds like a lot of things depending on what version we're doing.
My
I want
love.
I want the most Mel Blanc yell for Luffy to be like, "Well, here's the secret. I am a joy boy," and then just flutters away.
I gotta watch some Looney Tunes.
La-da-da, watch
I-
it, Bob.
I haven't watched Looney Tunes in forever. I need to. Did they take it off again? Like I know.
I think it's back on
HBO.
Tubi.
It's probably on
Tubi?
Tubi, the app
Okay.
for everything.
It's on Bebo. It's on Doofoo.
It's on
I don't know.
Zop. It's on.
Okay,
it's on
you're
Bloop
making them
Blorp.
up now. Okay, you're making them up. Bloop Blorp
Blue
should
Blorp
be
is a
one.
real one. All right.
It's us.
And
We're
and
back.
then finally, Eye Patch was not this reverse, writes in all caps and bold, does Gum Gum Genie make pop culture references? Well,
I think
Here's
our
the thing.
episode title.
I do know for a fact that Luffy knows who Jack Nicholson is.
I can confirm. We have private intel. Monkey D. Luffy has perceived Jack Nicholson.
Perceived.
Major news has hit the podcast on this day, and now at last I can die.
That'll do it for the Piece Together segment. This has been episode 926 of the One Piece podcast for July 13th. Thank you for this sober discussion today, Delaney and Steve.
Happy to be back.
Thank you, Steve. Delaney, you too. You're happy to be back?
Happy to be. I'm so happy to be back, Zach.
You okay? What time is it there?
I was. You don't need to know that information.
Ooh, must be some time that doesn't exist. Delaney, where could people find you? I know you are working on something pretty cool right now.
God, I hope it's done. Well, I'm at Infinite Snow or Infinite Snow Pro on Instagram and Blue Sky. You can also go to my YouTube channel, Infinite Snow Productions, where within the next couple of weeks, ideally, I will have my 100-minute monolith on the history of Disney trying to rip off Wicked on my channel. I've been working on it for a very long time, so I hope that you go and check that out. It's a great time to subscribe. Steve is on that video doing the most flattering voice I could have asked him to do. Also, check out Girl Perverts. Check out Girl Perverts this week. We are doing Whole Cake Island with Melon Tea, and we had a really great conversation. So tune into that. That's dropping this Friday.
I saw she is
Thursday. It's this Thursday.
Well, it's okay if you show up on Friday; it'll still be there. You know,
I'm sure.
Podcast. I saw she's going through Witch Hat Atelier. I don't know if that was by both of your suggestion or Vero's, but I know that it's always good to. I know that community has expanded a lot with the anime, which is great. Steve, where could people find you?
Hey, folks, go to steveyurko.com. That's my website. Follow me on socials, mainly Blue Sky and Instagram, mainly where I post. Listen to me on ProZD Plays Games over on YouTube. Listen to episodes of 4Kids Flashback, wherever you get your podcasts. Watch season 9 of Rick and Morty, which is getting close to finishing up on Adult Swim, but they're putting episodes on HBO Max weekly. I think they're like a few weeks behind. And check out, all the hard work we put into that season, which critics are saying is good. So,
and it's Emmy nominated, isn't it? Or was that season 8? Season 9, right?
No, it was our season 9 premiere. It just made the cutoff for Emmy nominations. So that was the one we submitted. Ooh. And first time I think our show's been nominated since season 4. So
really, that's surprising.
That's surprising.
Yes. Yeah, I think the last time was Vat of Acid, which we won.
Nice.
And then they were just like, that's crazy.
And that's the Yurko difference.
Then I came in and just put stank all over it.
Stop to that, yeah. Here's Steve Yurko stopping your Emmys from coming in here. Thank you, Steve.
Steve you could find the Emmy stopper.
Anyway, you can find us at onepiecepodcast.com or patreon.com/onepiecepodcast. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts, including youtube.com/onepiecepodcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and everywhere else, really. We have a new episode next week. Steven will be joining us to go through the SBS for volume 115, which, as we discussed, is an extra big, extra thick volume. So there's going to be lots to go through. And also, we'll go through some of the questions that we weren't able to get to this week because Steven's not here. And we also have those questions, and we want to know. So if you have more of those, our disc piece lines are open. But until next week, everyone, my name is Zach.
And my name is Steve.
We'll see you next week, everyone. Goodbye.
Later.
Wolf, I'm here to tell you.
Monkey D. Luffy knows who Jack Nicholson is, and me just wearing my 2008 era One Piece shirt, just smirking in the camera, like I always knew.
Wolf, incredible news from Ground Zero. We have confirmed that Monkey D. Luffy does, in fact, know who Jack Nicholson is. We are waiting for a follow-up on our inquiry whether or not he knows who Rodney Dangerfield is. But as you can see, people are really coming out, celebrating the news today. A lot of memories for the city. I'm here with New York locals who are excited to hear whether or not he will come and watch the producers. Back to you, Wolf.
We're doing a whole visual gag here that does not work. Because
What a wonderful audio podcast this is.
Monkey D. Luffy is I can't even try to do Wolf Blitzer. If like 5 of you know the bit we were doing, congratulations. You've listened to the show for way
You've been
too
here
long.
too long.
We haven't
need
discussed
to
it a
go.
ton on here, and we won't. Let's round off. That just had to be cut off, or else it was never happening.
Ladies and gentlemen, Monkey D. Luffy, who I've been told will be the future king of the pirates. A character that exists purely in fiction. Does not interact with the people among you, your friends, your peers. And that includes famous celebrities. Famous celebrities like Rodney Dangerfield. But most importantly, Jack Nicholson.
They're saying he doesn't know who Jack Nicholson is. It's really sad. It's really tragic.
I don't want him announcing it. I want this guy announcing it. My fellow Americans, it gives me great privilege to announce that Monkey D. Luffy does know who Jack Nicholson is. Go out and celebrate. Thank you. Woo! Well, you heard it here live, folks. The president confirming Monkey D. Luffy from the Japanese comic book One Piece does in fact know who Jack Nicholson.
Something wrong there, Rick? Something wrong? We're live. We're live. This isn't funny. This is breaking news.
This is one of the best bits we've ever done.
Rick!
I'm out here in Washington, D.C., and the energy here is great now that it's been announced that Monkey D. Luffy does know who Jack Nicholson is. People are dancing in the streets. The music is playing. What a wonderful time to be American. What a wonderful time to love the movies. We'll be getting insights all throughout the day. We will be on the ground for as long as possible. What a wonderful day for America.
Jubilant crowds in New York City as they celebrate.
Rick, can you tell us? Can you tell us? What are they singing? What songs are they singing down there? I don't.
Loud renditions of Midnight, the Stars, and You, broken up by selections from Prince from the Batman soundtrack. Heavy rotation. It's really exciting stuff.
Yes, it's the Obama era. We're confirming Prince is still very much alive.
Prince is still alive.
Still haven't topped that Super Bowl halftime show. It's the best one ever.
Can we
what a
confirm
great distraction from
that this is the best timeline to be in? The one we're in now? Rick, can you give
This is indeed the greatest timeline.
Yes. Okay.
Actually, we can. Robin Williams is still alive, and Donald Trump shat himself to death.
I can confirm that the Oscars have not posted that weird tweet that says "Genie, you're free," which weirdly implied that his death was a act of liberation and not a
God.
tragic result
What kind of
of it.
timeline? What kind of timeline?
did that?
Would that happen? Rick, can you tell
It
me,
was
Rick?
the Oscars.
Also, I can confirm that if anyone makes fan art of a bunch of cartoon characters that were voiced by someone, if that person dies, and if anyone draws a bunch of those characters grieving over a tombstone, they're putting the gulags.
Rick, what an odd thing to say. Completely unrelated to this beautiful occasion in which we find out Monkey D. Luffy didn't know who Jack Nicholson was.
Wait, hold on. President Obama's coming back to add something. My fellow Americans, also, we got him. Osama bin Laden. Yeah. We got him. He's dead.
Oh, we're going to break in here because we don't care about that. We're talking about Monkey D. Luffy.
Monkey, I am as we speak, I'm flying in Monkey D. Luffy and Jack Nicholson. We're going to have a big dinner. It's going to be great.
Breaking news: Luffy knows how to do a Scottish accent. We might be getting live footage from the ground. But this also confirms that Scotland exists.
Let's hear from Scotland.
From
We have
Scotland.
Monkey D. Luffy.
Let's hear your Scottish accent, Monkey D.
Yeah, Monkey. I'm very excited to hear this. Let's roll on that live.
I'm gonna be king of the pirates.
Now, that just sounds like a Scottish person to me. Maybe we got the wrong feed. Did we get the wrong feed there, Rick? Is this the wrong feed? Rick?
Who the hell's Rick?
Who's Rick?
Okay, let's round off.
Rick, it's your eye in the sky here.
It's wonderful. How long can I call you Rick and no one says anything? Okay, let's round off. I think we're good.
Rick, it's your cousin, Pickle Rick. You know that news story you've been looking for?
We're in the timeline where that's still funny.
You know that great timeline you're looking for? Well, listen to this.
He's turned himself into a pickle. It's the funniest thing anyone has ever seen.
It's to avoid therapy. Okay.
You realize we have like an audience of one. It's just like Kirby, just been listening the whole time. It's either
I forgot Kirby was...
like, he's either like, these guys are all fucking stupid, or like, oh, this is kind of funny.
Oh no, this all better go in.
Kirby confirms, hey, this is the best. So you're putting this at the end, right, Delaney? This is just going to be the...
This has to be at the end.
The stinger?
Yeah. The stinger that takes literally 15 minutes.
Like a whole segment. I almost spit my drink out.